Hi, I am Ashok Yadav and you are watching our LeetCode DSA in Java series. And in this video, we are solving problem number 231 of LeetCode, and the problem is power of 2. So as we always do, we will first read the problem statement and try to understand what the problem is, and then we will try to find the right approach to solve the problem, and then we will write the code. So let's read the problem statement. Given an integer n, return true if it's a power of 2, otherwise return false. So basically an integer n is given and we have to return true if it is a power of 2, and we have to return false if it is not a power of 2. And one more line is written: an integer n is a power of 2 if there exists an integer x such that n is equals to 2 raised to power x. So if n can be represented in this form, n equals to 2 raised to power x for any integer x, we can say n is a power of 2. Let's take some examples. N equals to 1, output is true because n 2 raised to power 0 equals to 1. If we take n is equals to 1, then how it can be possible? It can be possible if 2 raised to power 0 equals to 1. This is the power of 2. And 2 equals to 1, if we say, then it would be a power of 2 as well, and that would be 2. And if we take 2 raised to power 2, it will be 4. And if we take 2 raised to power 3, it would be 8. So what we see here is all other power of 2 except 1, they are even numbers. They are even numbers. You can see 1 is the first power of 2, and then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32. All the powers of 2, even after this, they will be an even number except 1. 1 is the lowest power of 2 and it is an odd number, and no other odd number can be a power of 2. And here we can see the constraint of n: minus 2 raised to power 31 to 2 raised to power 31 minus 1. So even the input has negative numbers, and negative numbers can never be power of 2. And can 0 be the power of 2? No, 0 can also not be the power of 2 because 1 is the lowest power of 2. So we have to exclude these numbers because they can never be power of 2. So we will have to set edge cases for these numbers. Now let's try to understand how we can find if a number is the power of 2 or not. So if any number is given, let's say we are given 20. So we will try to divide that number by 2, and we will keep on doing it multiple times until and unless we get the end number which is not divisible by 2. So if we divide 20 by 2, we get 10. Again we divide 10 by 2, what we get? 5. After this number is not divisible by 2, right? Let's say we get 16. In this case we will divide 16 by 2, we get 8. Again we divide 8 by 2, we get 4. Again we divide 4 by 2, we will get 2. And again we divide 2 by 2, what we get? We will get 1. And is 1 a power of 2? Yes, 1 is a power of 2, and this is the lowest power of 2, and this is the only power of 2 which is an odd. Any other number which is odd at the end, after dividing it multiple times, if we are getting odd number except 1, this is not a power of 2. But at the end, if we are getting 1 after dividing it continuously again and again, we will get 1, then it is a power of 2. This number is a power of 2, the given number. So how do we solve it? First of all, we will try to write an edge case for these numbers which are less than 1, because 0 is also not a power of 2, and all the negative numbers can never be a power of 2. So we will write if n is less than 1. In this case, return false. Now there will be a special case which is for n equals to 1. So else if n equals to 1, in this case we will write return true, because n equals to 1 is a power of 2. And the last case, else, this will cover all other numbers except these. So first we will take a while loop, and in this while loop we will check if the number is divisible by 2 or not. So n and percent 2 equals to 0. This is the case for divisibility by 2, and the loop will run as long as the number is divisible by 2. And what we have to do, every time the number is divisible by 2, we have to divide it by 2. So n is equals to n divided by 2. So this loop will keep on dividing the number by 2 again and again until it reaches the point where the number is not divisible by 2, until we get an odd number. So if we get, if n equals to 1, if we get 1 at the end, then again we will say it is a power of 2 and we will return true. And else, if we are getting any other number, any other odd number basically, because we will at the end we will always get odd number, and if we are getting some other number apart from 1, then we will return false. Alright, so let's run this to see if we are passing the test case. Yeah, we have passed all the test cases. When n is equals to 1, output is true. Another test case we can see, when n is equals to 16, which is a power of 2, it is giving true. In case 3, when n is equals to 3, it's false because 3 is not a power of 2. Now let's submit this solution. So it has been submitted successfully. So I hope you liked watching this video and solving this problem with me. If you liked solving this problem with me, do give a thumbs up and do subscribe to this channel to watch more such videos like this. Thank you and have a good day.